Hi guys, and welcome back to another Lookout video. I'm Mattia. I have Andrea with me from Brussels. How are you
Hi
feeling
guys.
today?
Yeah, great. You?
E- Excellent, because today is a topic that a lot of people don't discuss in the recent time. Today we're gonna talk more about the best of three format and what to choose for your side decks. Keep in mind that all of the card market tournaments and other big tournament organizer events were best of one format, but the finals for those who received an invitation will be a best of three format. So in order to
That's also important for you.
yeah, that's also important for me. So without further ado, we're gonna give a short shout out to our sponsor, Card Market, and then hop onto the subject.
Card Market is Europe's largest platform for all TCGs. Always find the right cards by buying and selling them across Europe with other players and collectors. Be it singles, boosters, booster boxes, or any other accessories, you name it. Card Market is the place to get them safely, securely, and readily available.
Okay, so first, what we need to actually figure out is what is the current meta. So, what are the most common decks, most common archetypes, and how to prepare against those? So, first of all, because it's a best of three format, you really do not need to put a lot of tech options into the main deck. You can actually build your main deck finally the way that you want with the core cards and then just simply side in and side out the stuff that you need against specific matchups. First of all, the rising threat in the metagame currently is blue. We're talking about Baby, we're talking about Soul Striker reboot, and we're talking about even SS4 Vegeta, or uh, am I missing something, Andrea?
I think you're missing Soul Striker.
Yeah, I mentioned Soul Striker, but yeah, Vegito. I wanted to say Vegeta as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So these are maybe the most common things that somebody might use against a counter-oriented deck, like let's say the blue archetype. Koitsukai, it basically stops Topo against Invoker. Invoker is also blue, don't forget. It stops options like Baby spamming the board with its battle card counterplay cards. So a lot of Baby players will need to consider if they want to then simply negate with the battle cards or keep those cards in the hand. Um, Other than that, Andrea, you
Yeah,
also, yeah,
I have some ideas about these because Dodoria, I've seen Dodoria being included in a lot of green decks or green something decks. And one good example I think is that Dodoria can counter Topo being played, can counter many of the baby plays, basically baby counter plays. Um, and it's just a one cost green card. One cost green counterplay. It fits every side deck. I think you should, if you're playing green, I think you should actually side two of them. Not more than that, I would say. There are other cards to consider to side as well. But then we also have something that comes in draft in the new draft box that actually comes out this Friday. Don't forget about
yeah,
that. And these are the colored cards. So meaning there is one of each color, one drop 4K with barrier that actually replaces itself when it comes in. So you basically draw a card, and it has a once per turn auto effect that whenever your opponent plays a counter card to restand his or her energy, he has to get rid of his resources. So it's not really something
yeah.
that's
Both
really easy to
both
get
a card
into.
in the hand and both an energy. And of
Yeah,
course, each color has its own one drop of that sort. So we just placed Borgos as, yeah, the representative example. But these will definitely be cards that players of each color will side against blue in mostly two or three
yeah,
numbers. I might say, I mean, I will definitely play this in the sideboard because the cards is
yeah.
plain bonkers. It's basically the original Borgos version, but 2.0.
Yeah, just to say,
Yeah,
not that not it's not it's mostly gonna be blue, but of course there's also red. There, as I mentioned, Topo. There are other colors that might pose a threat in the near future, but we'll see.
yeah. The second category and the second thing that the meta game is currently full of are actually big cards. So big cards again are a thing. Go tanks, a six drop is being played earliest on turn two already. Dark Broly is consisted of six drops that keep
Yeah,
coming entering play for free. So
yeah, in a way.
these are yeah basically the options that we chose against such cards. Mafuba is well known. It can stop also Victory Strike. The OG Victory
Yeah.
Strike stops any battle card which is attacking. So it's a good thing to have in a blue deck, which can be finally sideboarded and not be
Yeah.
forced into a main board in a deck that really does not need it.
I would say also that when it comes to very powerful negates, Violent Raise is is basically a card from set 11 that's very powerful as well, and I would not only consider it for the side deck. I would include extra copies in the side deck, but I think red decks should also keep some in the main next to their topos, depending on the way you want to play. Because it also stops big guys from attacking and even unisons. And max power Kamehameha is something that has, of course, two. I mean, I love cards that bring you value in two ways
Yeah.
or more. This one can get rid of big drops, but it can also stop big drops or anything else basically from attacking. And it's recyclable. Who doesn't like
Yeah.
recyclable stuff in the meta that discards all cards from your hand? And basically, you have so many cards in your drop that you can get rid of them somehow.
Yes, people mostly use Power Kamehameha against new Gogeta BR because it cannot be KO'd. So this simply
Yeah.
warps the card, gets working. It works around this KOing
Yeah.
shenanigan. But the Power Kamehameha is a two against one, two in one card against the Invoker. So if your
Yeah.
opponent hits the Victory Strike, you can negate this attack, return the card back, and then use the activate main to kill the victory strike on your own turn. That
Or
be yeah,
negate the attack the next turn as well.
or
To
negate
basically
the
have a
attack the
constant
next turn.
negate.
Yeah, and while mentioning the victory strikes, so some big cards. There's Mekikabura, the Broken Seal, which can definitely disrupt your opponent
Yeah.
um, for at least one turn if you can predict in which direction your opponent's plays will continue.
I
Uh,
think Michikabura, just to say, Benzi, just to say,
mhm.
because Michikabura is interesting because you can play it in the main in black decks. For example, Dark Broly plays it in the
Yeah,
main sometimes because it's so good. It stops Go tanks, stops so many of other decks from playing their big drops. And it also searches for a Dark Dragon Ball. And in the side, you can play two or three of them depending on your build. But what I think of all of these cards, I think the one that's least talked about is Bardock Fully Unleashed. Do you know why?
precisely because the current meta deck is spammed with 30k, oh sorry, with six drop battle cards, namely Dark
Yeah.
Broly, like I mentioned already, the Go tanks. Even the Broly BR has the super rare,
Yeah.
which is a six drop. The Gogeta engine has a six drop. So this card definitely helps against such matchups, especially Dark Broly, which goes wide board with its six drops.
Yeah.
This is definitely an easy card to get because at the moment it's not that expensive. If I'm not mistaken. You can get it on
Yep.
car market, by the way. It's an easy card to play. You simply have to have five cards in drop, which is not a problem in most decks. It's generally a card with great value. Um, so that being said, we'll skip to the next subject. Basically, all of the cards. The metagame. Sorry, the metagame also has the wide board stuff in it. So basically, cards which interact against such wide board plays are
Hmm.
some of these that we mentioned. Or villainous Counter
Villainous.
Strike, villainous
Yeah.
Counter Strike. Yes, sorry. This is a nice tech option against the skillless. So either against the skillless Gohan or against the classic Kitku, because if your opponent has one skillless battle card, then you can KO your opponent's battle cards with combined cost of 4 or less. So you're punishing that one skillless card that he might have in
Yeah.
play, and neutralizing more than the one card.
And
Uh,
skillless is actually coming back, and we've already seen that in this latest tournament. So there are skillless decks, specifically yellow, that's coming back. So we'll be seeing skillless cards more, I think, in the future.
yes, correct. Secret Identity Black Mass Saiyan. That's
Yeah,
a generally popular card. A lot of people also main deck this, but in case you don't have the room for it in the main deck, it's a
good
great
stuff.
side deck option. It also removes a lot of battle cards with the combined cost of 6 or less. It also removes tokens, which is excellent against a Booney, excellent against maybe Gotenks if he decides to spam with tokens. The card is also a 25k body, an excellent
Mhm.
choice. Other than that,
I think we're coming up to the green and red, but before you mention green and red,
mhm,
I know there are your great colors that you like, specifically green. I want to mention the other, I think the last black card we have on the picture, which is SS Bard of the Tenacious, which is like a Nimbus basically for black, finally. And basically you overwhelm it not only for the overwhelm cost, but also for one black energy. We finally have black energy, and then when it comes into play, your opponent can only attack. So I think it says one
once, yeah,
one more time, basically in the turn, and of course you can't play the card during your next turn. This same card. So I think it's a very very good addition for black, but as I said, not for every black deck because it's a 25k, so it doesn't fit Broly, for example, Dark Broly. I mean,
yeah. I mean, this is also a general example of those cards that stop almost the entire turn. Of course, for the yellow, we have Flying Nimbus. Let's not
yeah,
forget about that card, but people generally play Flying Nimbus in the main deck, at
yeah,
least in the recent times. Also, people don't forget maybe Time Magic can be an excellent card because a lot of the battle cards keep standing in the recent meta,
mm,
so Time Magic can stop these attacks as well. But Topo is an excellent negate to stop your opponent from attacking in the one turn with a lot of battle cards. Either he will attack and sacrifice the card or not. I mean, people
yeah,
know and love Topo or hate Topo because of the many reasons, but Blue Impulse is an excellent card for green. You can play it for one energy if you have a green unison in play, and in case your opponent plays a card on your turn, either a counter play or something like that, or a counter attack battle card, which is prevalent in this current meta, you wipe their board. It does not ignore barrier, but you wipe the board
yeah.
for
It says KO.
it
Yeah,
says KO. And you, yeah. So the card is excellent in green, excellent against um, baby. That's the first
yeah,
thing that comes to my
true.
head, but it's generally a good value for one energy. Even if you don't have the unison on the field, you can pay 2 energy to remove their
Yeah.
oh, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. battle
If that's your
cards.
goal, if that's your goal, then yeah.
Yes. And let's not forget those stuff that are, general texts against a lot of
Mm,
different stuff. Let's say, for example, for the greater good. So that's mainly a representative for the other set seven one drop, one cost negates that can be also played from the drop. These cards are excellent because you stop 2 attacks with one card 2 turns in a
yeah,
row.
not in the same term. Yeah,
Not in the same turn, but this is the invoker
yeah,
counter against the victory strike, because if your opponent chooses the invoker leader's effect to discard one of your cards, it can choose for the greater good, but you still get the chance to play it against the victory strike on the same turn. Jiren, for example, survival of the fittest is an overlooked card, but it can be against
yeah.
blue, specifically against Android 17 turning the tide.
Yeah. Yeah. Also the super combo that puts cards back to the bottom of your deck.
The
So
Android
that's
18,
also
yes.
yeah, the Android 18 as well. Yeah, so that it's good against that as well. I've seen Jiren being played in many side decks, as well as Dark Power Black Mass Sane, which is also on the screen. I mean, Vegex is still in the meta, one of the strongest decks actually, that goes wide and also plays cards with special effects. So I think that we're going to be seeing much more of Dark Power Black Mass Sane. Actually, my favorite card from the whole set five after the being Gogeta.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe even the
uh,
only card that is being used from set 5 actually. Other than
yeah.
of course the negates, the sparking negates, but
Oh,
even
we need
though
a new Shenron.
you Shenron. Uh, yeah, and Tactical Victory Vegeta is a fun card to play in green against Invoker, against Baby. I mean,
Because
you can, yeah,
Broly,
against Broly as well. But mostly we chose this card instead of the Piccolo Jr. Arena Wrecker because the Arena Wrecker, even though you can play it for 1 energy, you are KOing only the field card with cost 1. Yeah, with cost 1. But Tactical Victory Vegeta is here mainly against the baby. It can stop the baby player if you time this card early game.
yeah, I would say also that I saw Michael Silk's build of Baby Vegeta Blue, with which he won second place in the last tournament. So shout outs and congrats to Michael. And he actually only played one Planet Tuffle in the deck. Well, of course you only play one. But he said that even when it got removed, it wasn't that difficult to play because people usually remove it not in the first turns, but I think that they remove it when they draw into the Vegeta, which doesn't have to be in the first turns. When you need
Correct.
your counterplays to be cheap the most. But you can also play when you get up to 4 or 5 energy, your counterplays you can play them anyway. No matter the cost. It's just that, well, of course, Planet Tuffle always helps. But even when it's removed, a good baby player can survive without it.
Precisely. So these are basically our takes uh, based on the current meta analysis, the most powerful decks, the most used decks,
Yeah,
etc. Of course, if you have some great suggestions, be sure to comment down below because a lot of people, other than net decking, like to just simply take other players' ideas as well.
yeah.
Share your thoughts. Be sure to use some of these cards because they are excellent additions to the main deck. So again, let's focus on the main deck and use side deck just as an extension.
Yeah.
Uh, that all being said, now we come to the fun part. For those who have endured with us for so long, we are giving away 2 more coupons sponsored by Card Market. So, based on the last week's comments, we have
2
gathered,
weeks ago, not last
yeah,
week's.
sorry,
two
two
weeks
weeks
ago.
ago. We have gathered a list of names who are eligible for today's um, giveaway.
Yeah.
So let us simply see who's gonna win the two
Let's spin the wheel.
coupons. Yeah, spin the wheel. And the first coupon goes
It's very slow.
to. And Tom Smith is the winner, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice job.
Yeah, Tom Smith.
That's winner,
Con-
winner number one. You get a
Winner
five
number
euro
one.
card market coupon.
Excellent. We will contact you, don't worry, but congratulations. And now to give the second coupon away.
So nice we can do these things.
Yeah,
And
giving
by the
stuff
way,
is
these are
excellent.
coupons for existing card market users. There's a second giveaway for players who don't still have a card market account.
Yeah, but Derby One Sound won the €5
Nice.
coupon for an existing account. So congratulations. We will contact you for the coupon and thank you for participating. That being said, like Andrea also mentioned, people, if you do not have a card market account, be sure to contact us. We have coupons for new players who want to register for the first time on card market. It's easy money to get to start buying your cards. So be sure to contact us if you don't have the card market account.
There is more information about another giveaway right in the comments below. So don't forget to like, subscribe, even share the video with your friends, and keep following us on other social media channels as well. We have a Twitter profile as well, so make sure to find us.
Yeah, you can find us everywhere, but until then, peace out, people.
Ciao, guys.